Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're going to be talking to those of you that have a hard time getting your hands overhead, and you usually look like this when you do something like a push jerk. And you can't really stand up all the way. Things get stuck on you almost, all right? Your coach is always telling you to stand up all the way, get that bar overhead, and you just can't seem to do it. So you've seen me do it before, the whole lift your arms up, shoulder abduction deal. We're going to change it and lay it on the ground just to show you a nice little passive flexibility test. I'm just going to chill. Knees are bent, that's fine. I'm going to keep my abs on a little bit. Arm up, tuck that thumb in. I'm just going to let it come down. And my thumb can touch the ground with my elbow locked out. And my lower back stays on the ground. My lower back should stay on the ground. All right, if I'm arching up, all right, we're not passing. So to show you what that looks like, Abe, if you come around the other side, when I do my left arm, take a look at this. And it just kind of floats up. So I keep my abs on a little bit, keep my lower back to the ground. Now, this shoulder I have dislocated before. It's always been an issue for me since, I guess, when was that? A long time ago. It's over 15 years ago now. So it just kind of hangs out there. I can force it down, but that's not what I want to do. I want to see where gravity's going to bring it. Now, if I let my back arch, I can get it to the ground. If I brace my abs, get my lower back flat, now it's floating. And we'll see this with people. We do this test. They can touch. As soon as we get on the brace, it floats up. Now, what we're looking at is if I'm braced, my lats are going to automatically get tighter on this side. Now, if I have pain on my shoulder, that's a totally different deal. But if it just stops, there's no pain, maybe there's a stretch, okay? We're most likely looking at a lat issue, and we see people stretch their lats out like crazy. Now, I'm not a huge fan of necessarily stretching the lats in the typical fashion, but what we want to see you instead do is try to load full range of motion through your lat to kind of create tension and length under load, okay? Load through the full range of motion. So the first thing we can do is we can do overhead carries, but we see a lot of people kind of arch really bad on their back. Now their backs are aching. We don't want to do that. And again, we're talking primarily looking at lats, especially with the abs on. If it's in your shoulder, if it's still floating no matter what you do, we're looking at a shoulder issue, it's going to be totally different. Ignore this video, all right? We're talking, you do this little assessment real quick, your arms floating, when you brace your abs, you can touch when it's not. So what I'd rather have people do, and this might seem strange, is we're going to do a landmine press, all right? And the reason being is now we can load and get into end range with tension through our body. So we're going to kneel, get this bar up, and it's not just a press. We're going to press, keep our abs on, and come forward. Now, if you get pinched in your shoulder or pain in your shoulder, stop, right? Restrict the range of motion at first. The first time you do it, it might be here. And as you build up 10 reps, nice and slow and controlled, you might be able to get your chest further and further down. And what we're really doing is just creating length on that lat under load while we're pressing, which is the issue, is why you can't get your arms overhead and why you can't do push jerks well, if you look like that person I showed at the beginning of the video. Now, it's real important that you don't lead with your belly button. I'm trying to bring my collarbone forward when I do it. If I lead with my belly button, I look like this. And now I'm arched and overextended. I'm not going to get that tension on my lat. I want to brace, bring my rib cage down so I'm neutral, lead with my collarbone as I press, keep my abs on. You're going to feel this load and this tension in your lats as we try to lengthen it under that load again. All right, I know I keep saying load and lengthen because a lot of times we see people stretch and they look really good for about 30 seconds and then it all goes away. We really can't create adaptation or change in muscle unless we load, all right, which is part of the reason why passive stretching doesn't really do too well when it comes to really increasing range of motion. So if you're one of those people that looks all funky when you do a push jerk, you can't get your arms overhead well, when you lay down, that test that we did earlier, you're one of those people like me on my left side, try this out. You can try on your warm-up and then you can build up load over time with it. So try it out, let me know how it goes. Talk to you guys soon.